This is a guitar I bought off of eBay the other week. It's a Yamaha SA-30T, made in Japan in the late 60s and early 70s. This is a double cutaway, fully hollow guitar that was made for the domestic Japanese market. This wasn't an export guitar that went to other countries. There were a few different models, the SA-15, which had a much funkier shape, the SA-50, which was a more upmarket version of this. The SA-30 actually had two variations. The original was with dot markers on the fretboard and no binding on the neck. This is the second revision. I've contacted Yamaha about the serial number, which is weirdly imprinted into the fret up here, the 20th fret. They tell me that this was made in 1968, and I have no reason to disbelieve it. So this guitar is, as of time of recording, 55 years old, which is very cool. However, there are a few things wrong with it. First of all, for the vibrato piece, we have the tail piece, but we don't have an arm, spring, or any of the assorted hardware that goes in there. The bridge pickup is missing its cover, and we don't have a truss rod cover up here, and we don't have a pick guard, but that's fine. The electronics I have not tested yet, but that is not too hard to go and deal with if they have an issue. Generally speaking, for a guitar that's 55 years old, it's in pretty good condition. There's a few scrapes and bumps here and there, but that's fine. The other very curious thing, these screws that have been added to the top, these are not factory, especially that one, and I do not know what they're there for. So we're going to have an examine today and have a look and see what's going on. My plan is to try and restore this, go back to playing order. I'm in no way a tech. I am not experienced in any of this. All that I can say is that I've watched too many videos by Ted Woodford and Fan Blade Instruments, but I'm going to give it a shot. We're also missing a few screws from the pickguard surrounds, but that's fine. The other difference between the first and second versions of the SA-30, by the way, is that the originals had black plastic pickup covers, not these metal ones. The one that's missing off of here is actually probably going to be the biggest obstacle to face because it's actually integral to holding the pickup together. So today what I'm going to do is have a bit of an inspection and discover what's going on here live on camera. We've got the bridge. I'm going to take out the bridge pickup and see if I can see why these screws are here. I have two guesses. I would imagine that these two here may have been added to put a stop tail piece on, or maybe a tension bar for the vibrato, although it's getting pretty close, but you know, that's why I imagine you'd have those there. These, I do not know. My only thought is that maybe they put a little bit of a solid block, because as I said, these are completely hollow, like a ES-330 or a Casino, although they have a much further, the neck joint is a lot higher up the fretboard for that. Tuners are also unoriginal, but that's fine. I'm going to replace those because these are just pretty janky feeling closed back units. All right, so, well, no time like the present. Let us find out what's going on inside here. So, going to have a look. Now somewhere here, I have a little dentist mirror. So I'm going to see if I can make out what's going on, although that is absolutely filthy. I might need to stop and find a torch or light implement of some description. Oh wait, I'll just use my lamp here. Much better. That's right here. So we'll shine the light in and see. Alright, so these screws are just literally sitting in the top. So in theory, we should just be able to carefully remove them. I'm not so fussed if it has a couple of holes in the top, although if I can figure out a way of doing a bit of gentle repair work, because these are relatively hefty screws. one up. It's a bit of a junkier. It's fine. Let's get that one out too. Don't know if that would actually be big enough for a Alright, and now here's the big test. Is there anything? No, there is nothing underneath here that these screws are actually holding in place. So, out they come. I do not know what they were doing here, but it's good to know. They're non-integral. It's a very exciting first episode of this restoration. I undo screws. Interestingly, this screw, let's see if we can look at this. So this screw has got a washer on it. Not entirely sure what that's about. Again, there's nothing that it's connected to. So I cannot for the life of me figure out why they would have put all of these screws in. I mean, I can guess a reason for those two, but not these ones here. If you have any ideas and you're watching this, feel free, give me a shout, let me know. So, things to do with this. That switch feels like it could probably need a bit of either replacement or maintenance there. Not looking forward to having to pull out all of the wiring on this, but it looks like it's probably going to have to happen at some point, particularly if I'm going to fix up this pickup here. So, in good news, the vibrato tailpiece I have sorted. There is a wonderful fellow over in New Zealand who has the supposed Stringmeister and has a website with a whole lot of information about Yamaha models of this era. But he also happens to make, or has made in the past, replacement vibrato arms. And he has got a spare one, which will fit this, which he's going to, I'm going to purchase from him, and also have the tension adjustment piece as well. So all I need to do is get a few extra parts and then that will be working again. The hard bit is going to be dealing with these pickups. Now, I've just written down for my own benefit here, standard pickup sizes, because I'm going to go on a limb and guess that these are not standard pickup dimensions. And I am 100% correct. So, I'm going in millimeters because, you know. So we're talking 75 millimeters wide and about 33 wide. And unfortunately, that is wider than a standard humbucker, but narrower in that direction. It's shorter than a P90 and about the same. So a P90 might maybe make a good kind of base thing, basis to create something new. But the problem is these pickups being bespoke sizes and only really used on these late 60s and early 70s Yamahas are pretty rare. So unless I can find a dead one, which can be donated cover to us, because as far as I'm aware, both pickups are still working. I'm going to see if my little Voxy amp here still works. And if so, we can at least have a check. So, alright, so we definitely have neck pickup. And bridge pickup works as well. So, Yes, it's working, it's just missing a cover. If anyone also has any ideas about how to get a custom-made pickup cover, be more than happy to hear your thoughts in the comments. The other thing I need to check out today is the dimensions for the truss rod cavity holes. Now, you might be able to see that there's two what look like original holes there, plus two wider ones, so it looks like it's been replaced at some point. It looks like the little holes might still be usable, as are the big holes, so hopefully whatever I get will match that, but we're just going to do a couple of quick measurements to check the distance between them, and we are looking at about 13 mil between the little holes, and the big holes with these much bigger screws is more like from center to center about 17-18 mil. And the distance from these holes up to the center hole is 47. So this project is not going to be a quick one. I'm putting this up because there seems to be not a huge amount of videos about the construction of these things. There's a bunch of nice demos out there of people playing them, but I do want to give a bit of a helping hand to anyone who might come across one of these in the future with my discoveries and what goes on. As I said, I'm not a repair guy, I'm not a tech, anything like that, but I figured that this is a reasonably good start for coming through and trying to get something in working order. See if we can figure out a way of plugging those holes without making it too obtrusive. Suppose the Stringmeister also has a template to cut out a new pick guard. That is something that should be pretty straightforward. Print out and cut, file, and get the mounting hardware for that, but that should be fun, even if just as an option. The other really cool thing about these, by the way, is that underneath here, it's actually not solid down, it's not open down to the back. There's actually these plastic covers that are kind of stuck underneath the F-holes, which come underneath, and they're there allegedly or supposedly to reduce feedback. So I do need to actually get them there and give those a bit of a vacuum and a clean out. But yeah, all right. Hopefully the next thing arriving shall be the vibrato setup, and we will touch back in once I've got that, because if I can get that going, I can then at least get it strung up and see how it goes and see how it feels to play. Thank you very much.